Thank you very much, Master and Mistress of Ceremonies. Premier of the Virgin Islands and past Chairman of the National Democratic Party, Dr. D. Orlando Smith, OBE, and his wife, Mrs. Lorna Smith, OBE, and of course my wife, Mrs. Judith Walwyn, NDP family and well-wishers, members of the media, good evening. The National Democratic Party is honored by your presence here this evening as we continue the phased rollout of our campaign for the 2019 general election. A few weeks ago, you would have witnessed the soft launch of our 2019 campaign with the unveiling of the NDP's new commitment of service. In so doing, we have responded to changing times and the voices of the electorate by reducing in writing 8 core values and principles that will inform our policies and actions as we look towards building a better future for all. Each of our candidates that will be presented here tonight will sign the commitment of service in your presence. Their commitment to these core principles was a precondition for being a candidate on the NDP slate. Public feedback on the commitment of service has been overwhelmingly positive. Voters who have read and reflected on the core values and principles have welcomed our declarations. They see it as a significant step towards increasing transparency, which is a cornerstone of modern 21st century governance. The 8 core principles and values listed in the commitment of service speaks to building a strong and vibrant economy, an inclusive approach to politics, respect for democracy, good governance, visionary government which is people-centered and solutions-driven, patriotism, unity, because we all share a common interest in the continued success of these Virgin Islands, balanced development. Such occurs from a philosophical understanding that development of the economy must ultimately be for the benefit of the society and its people. Coming out of our process of reorganization and renewal, it gives me great pleasure this evening to unveil another important aspect of the new NDP as we look to the future with renewed confidence, focus, purpose, and vigor. Reflecting the old saying that pastor crittens his own child first, this evening's activity represents a bit of housekeeping, so to speak, primarily for the benefit of our key internal stakeholders at the district and territorial levels. Team NDP is the team for the times. Comprising several newcomers, it is a blend of youth and experience with a focus on building sustainability for the future. These well-rounded individuals hail from diverse backgrounds and come to elective politics with successful track records in their various fields of endeavor. They bring to Virgin Islands politics not only an unrivaled wealth of talent and experience, but also, and this is a most important credential, a clear vision and a sound grasp of the issues and challenges that face the Virgin Islands today in its continuing quest for development. Anchored in the fundamental belief that we, the people of the Virgin Islands, are better, stronger together, Team NDP 2019 is united in our commitment to transform the Virgin Islands for the better, deliver an improved quality of life, and secure a bright future for our people, building on the legacy of our pioneers who are founders. Team NDP is representative of a new generation of patriotic nation builders who will usher in a new and more relevant approach to the practice of politics. This general election of 2019 is no ordinary election. It is about defining the future, and the outcome will be pivotal to determining the kind of life that you will enjoy. A lot, therefore, is at stake, And now certainly is not the time to gamble with the future of these Virgin Islands. Following the disasters of 2017, our territory stands at a crossroads in its generally successful journey. This election will determine which road we will take on that next stage of that journey. The harsh reality confronting us today is that small countries like ours are facing a growing threat of marginalization in the global community. Sweeping technological, economic, and other changes on a global scale combine to make the struggle for development a lot harder. If we miss this golden opportunity to rebuild better and stronger for the future, it will be a major setback for our developmental prospects. Now is definitely not the time to gamble with the future. I will not stand here today and say that we have been perfect. I will say, however, that our hearts have always been in the right place, and we have demonstrated that we are the party fit to lead the territory of the Virgin Islands. Under a re-elected new NDP government, the Virgin Islands will remain in safe hands. And the record reflects this. From 1995 to now, toe to toe and pound for pound, the NDP has been the party that has brought about the most significant changes to the economy and to the lives of everyday citizens and residents right here in these Virgin Islands. Some people forget conveniently the hard work and innovation of our party in making life better for the people. But I know that you, the NDP family, has an accurate memory and know the facts well. Therefore, let me ask you a few things and you'll answer me. Who was it that made our financial services meet international regulatory requirements? NDP. Who was it that developed the shipping registry to provide a new source of income for our territory? NDP. Can't hear you. NDP. Who was it that increased tourist arrivals, provided continuous training for taxi operators, and redeveloped Craft Alive? NDP. Who was it that provided each Virgin Islander access to free tertiary education? NDP. Who was it that boosted our tourism product and provided opportunities for Virgin Islanders to become business owners by building the Tortola Fair Park? NDP. Who was it that provided you, the people of the Virgin Islands, with a world-class hospital? Who was it that provided universal health care for the people of these Virgin Islands? Who was it that provided our children with technical and vocational education so they can now go out and provide valuable services and make a living with their skills? Who was it that raised the level of national pride, finally gave us our territorial song, our territorial dress, our own pledge, and continues to inspire our young and old to have pride and dignity in and respect for their country? Who was it that saw our students top the OECS 2 years in a row in the CXC examinations? And I have one last one for you. You're doing well so far. Who is it that is building the hospital in Virgin Gorda, which was promised since the devil was a boy? What's the answer? NDP. This is the NDP's outstanding, unrivaled, and proud track record of service to the people of the Virgin Islands since 2003, and the best is yet to come. When you walked in here this evening, we deliberately gave each of you a passport of our accomplishments. Yes. Because persons can seem to only remember where we went wrong. Yes. But forget where we went right. Yes. And we have done a lot more good things than what mistakes we have made. To make mistakes is to be human. And you learn from those mistakes. And you move on. And that is what Team NDP is doing right now. So as we look to the future, we have to give credit to those who have successfully brought us to this stage in our development. It would be remiss of me this evening if I did not pay special tribute to and recognize the outstanding contribution of our retiring political leader and Premier, Dr. D. Orlando Smith. I want to ask you please to stand and give a rousing round of applause to Premier Smith for the work that he has done. Premier, you don't mind the noise. You are the father of the modern day Virgin Islands. And your record speaks for itself. You have dedicated your life to these Virgin Islands, first in the medical field and now in politics. And you have done your best, and the results are there. And you can depend on this new NDP to carry on what you have started. And we're going to change tradition, Premier, in these Virgin Islands, because very often, when a political leader in the Virgin Islands demits office, the person is cast aside and no longer useless or useful to the party which they started. That is going to change, because I will have you as an advisor, Premier, because I know you know your job very well. And the country is going through some very difficult periods that we're going to need people who understand things, who know things, and who could calm me down a little bit, Premier. In closing, let me thank you, the faithful members of our party. What was a vision 20 years ago, because of your support and your loyalty, became a reality, and a reality that served the people and the territory well. That's right. We ask you to stay with us. Hold us up in prayer, because the devil is busy. Hold us accountable, so that together we can truly make life better for all those persons who call these shores home. Because we are indeed better, stronger together. Thank you very much. May God bless the NDP. May God bless these Virgin Islands.